Hi, good morning. Firstly, thanks for giving this opportunity. It's pleasure to introduce myself. My name is Yantarun Teja, pursuing BTech first year in Department of CSE Artificial Intelligence in Shankara Group of Institute. Today I would like to say a few words about my topic. My topic name is Enforcement of Environment Legislation of Major Issues. Issues that majorly occurred in three types. Three ways of issues are majorly occurred in environmental legislation. Number one, the precautionary principle, and number two, the polluter pay principle, and number three, freedom of information. Now we can see step by step all these three ways. We can see the first way, the precautionary principle. We can explain this. The precautionary principle has evolved with risks and uncertainty faced by environmental management. The principle implies that an ounce of precautions of a pound of cure. It does not prevent the problems but may reduce their contingency occurrence. Plans are made. So this is the precautionary principle. Now we can see the second way, the polluter pay principles. So this is the polluter pay principles. In addition to the obvious, the polluters pay for the damage caused by the development. So this principle also implies that a polluter with this approach is the fines of maybe bankrupt small businesses. Yet to be slow. Bankrupt small principles occasionally overhead, which does not little of pollute control. So this is the second way of the major issue of environmental legislation. Finally, we can see the third way of the environmental legislation major issue of freedom of information. So this is the last one of this. So this third way also have some drawbacks also. Okay, now we can see what is freedom of information. Freedom of information is the environmental planning and management is hindered if the public and the NGOs or even official bodies are unable to get this information. So a number of laws has been enforced by safeguarding the environmental quality. However, three laws are act not to be entered successfully in light of following problem. So now we can see those problems and the drawbacks of in which years that can be done. So we can see the drawbacks of freedom information. Wildlife Protection Act in 1972. The first one is, since this act has been enacted just as a fallout of Stockholm Conference held in 1972, it has not included any locally involved conversation and the ownership affections of animal articles. Leopards and tigers' skins often serves as a tool for illegal trading. See the third one in Act drawbacks. Jammu and Kashmir has their own wildlife acts as their hunting and trading many endangered species prohibited in other states are also in Jammu and Kashmir. And the fourth one is the offered of this act are not be subjects of any harsh fines. The fine is only by 25,000 or imprisonment for up to 3 years. Now we can see the second drawbacks of the Forest Conversion Act in 1980 year. So the first one, this act only transfer the powers from state to center to decide the conversion to reserve forest for non-forest areas. And this second point is the power has been centralized at the top of and local communication has been completely ignored from the decision making process regarding the natural forest gases and areas of forests. So this is the third step in Act 1980. Tribal people living in forests are totally dependent on the forest resources. If they are stopped from exploiting forests for their livelihood, they resort to criminal activities like smuggling, killing. Concentrated on protecting trees, birds and animals, but not on protecting poor people. Drawbacks pollution related as that. So number one, the power and the authority has been given only to the central government, while the little sources and the powers and the government states. This hidden effect implementation of this act in these states. And the second one is the patience imposed by this act in very small when they compare to the damage caused by the big industries due to these pollutions. A person cannot be directly file in a petition in the court and litigations related to the environmental is expensive since it involves technical knowledges. For small industries, it is very expensive to install an individual custom-made influent treatment plants. So these are the three issues of environmental enforcemental major issues. So we can see the three ways of these issues. We can explain detailedly. So hence we can say finally the position of chairman of last drawback in the third one. The position of chairman, the board of most industries is occupied by a political appointment, hence it becomes difficult to implement to act without political information. So these are the ways. So this is my video. So thank you for giving this opportunity to Chinnarao sir, and thank you.
Action!
Okay, start in there. Oh, okay. Now so this is the second way of the major issue of environmental legislation. Now we can see the third one, freedom of information.